Everyone, it's film and TV review, but I know that a lot of people, be watching the World Cup. I do know that, and also it'll be too hot for them to sit in the house, and so to be outside. So I'll finish this bright and early, if I might. I'll finish it bright and early, and I mean early because I've had a trying day today. I've had a trying day, to be honest, up at the Aussie. And I had blood taken out of me two arms, would you believe? And then an injection. God knows what that was about. So they said, we've got to give you this injection. Okay. And that was it. I've got to go on more tablets, which is shake me and I'll rattle. Shake, rattle and roll. I don't feel sorry for myself, please believe that. It's just that I've been all over the place. My head's been all over the place. And that's the way it is. Went up at 10 o'clock this morning and they said, no, your appointment's at 11 o'clock. Saturday, I felt sorry for my daughter, Francine. And, went back at 11. And then I sat in there. She was sitting in the car. She thought I'd be about 10 minutes. I sat waiting for them for 40 minutes for me to get up. I went up to the reception. I had to go up in a lift. It's only one floor, but I can't manage stairs. And I said, have they forgotten me downstairs? I said, no. You'd be getting called. And I was just going to walk away. Honestly, I was just going to walk away. I just said, I'll cancel that. I've got to go. My daughter's waiting for me. She's got things to do. And anyway, I got called, went in. As I said, 2 bloods, 1 in each arm, and an injection. And I was only in there, 10 minutes? 10 minutes. And I came out. And I feel sorry for that, Francine. I really did. But anyway, and I still don't know what's wrong with me. I won't know until Monday, I think. Monday. That's when I'm going up to see these pre-op people. Today when I seen it was funny, not funny. It was a little horrible. And he said, oh, it's a very dangerous operation you're going under. I said, yeah, I know. I don't need you to remind me. He said, I'm sorry. I said, it's all right. Stable. And I'm fit. Yeah. I think our Francine's there. I think Francine's there, Steve. I think so. I know she's out, so I think it's there. Enjoy it, Steve. Great to hear the Foo Fighters. From what I've seen of them, anyway. Eric Scarhill. What a name. What a name. Good evening, Frank. Good evening, Eric. Nice to see you. Raw. There he is, look. The Anfield Raw. All right, Frankie, lad. And Mighty Reds. Hope all are staying cool. I wish, Raw. You know the score. You know the score. About trying to keep cool in this weather. It's just nuts. It really is. you've got to watch. I asked last night, on the pod I was doing, if you've seen Stargate going back to the 90s, and I asked you to watch it. I asked people to watch it and let me know what they think. And I know that people have seen it before, but when I just put it on during the week, I said, throw that on. Kate Russell and James Spader. And when I put it on, I tell you what, it just reminded me of what's happening today. And I asked you last night, if you watched it, you did watch it. What did you think? By me comment, by saying, reminds me of today. Incredible. It's incredible what these writers get up to, and they don't realise what they're doing. There's loads of things like that. Loads of it. So, I'll give you another chance, just to get it out there and just watch it. It's well worth a watch. It's good. I thought it was anyway. Good special effects, it really is. I don't think there's too much special effects in it, though. But it gives you an insight into what's being said about things. Even what was said in the past, in the future, what's being said about the past, if you see what I mean. But you've got to look at the film. You've got to see it. And I can explain what I got out of it. Never got out of it the first time I watched it. Because to me, it was just an ordinary film. That you'd either dismiss or enjoy. But I enjoyed it the first time. And when I watched it again during the week, I thought, something different there. Something very different. I've just watched Disclosure Day. I'll wait for you to watch that. You get it on YouTube. I couldn't believe that it was on YouTube, I really couldn't believe that it was on YouTube. It's only come out the other day. Bang on YouTube. A Spielberg film as well. So, let me know about that. Just let me know what you think. I seen one critic giving it, he said it was terrible. One of the worst films Spielberg has made. But you've got to watch it yourself. And Steve Evans is saying the Foo Fighters, right? And that thing comes from the Second World War by American air pilots, what they actually seen in the skies. So they named them Foo Fighters. Coincidental? Or what? Coincidental. So you see, and I know, as I said, people are watching the World Cup. The World Cup. I won't watch it because of America. You know that, don't you? My views on America and what they're doing. So that's it. I just won't watch them at all. any World Cup, but I did watch a couple of highlights. Japan impressed me, and Colombia. Colombia impressed me. Forget who they were playing, some African country. I know they never scored, about 20 is beyond me. But they won 1-0, no 2-0. I think it was 1 or 2, I forget now. And I was just looking at Luis Diaz. So that's me. Colombia impressed, as I said, and Japan. Sweden didn't, but he sacked it. I've only watched highlights, by the way. I will not watch America play. I want them to get stuffed. Stuffed. And as you know, I'm not interested in England either. Don't interest me. Never have done that, by the way. From a little boy. I always remember someone saying Steven Gerrard became captain. And funny enough, I was in Italy on my holidays. And I don't know whether you ever remember this, but England beat Germany 4-1 in Germany. And I was in Italy, as I said, I was in the bar watching it. These couple of English supporters, a couple of German supporters as well. I was in a place called Cattolica. Excuse me. Anyway, and this fella said, "You're English. You're a Scouser, and you're not even support." I said, "No, why should I? Why should I?" And I gave him a sermon about Hillsborough. I said, "So why should I like support them? They represent the establishment." And it's not only that, I don't support them because from a little boy, I've always supported the Italian squad, the Italian team, the Italian national side. I've always supported them. I said, so that's why I don't support them. But it's the way it is, isn't it? It's the way it is. You either support or you don't, end up. I'm not interested in England. But you live here. Yeah. So what? So what? Have they treated us? Have they treated Liverpool any good? Trying to manage to decline a city, a government covers up Hillsborough. And you're saying, I know that people, will think, well, you've got to move on. I never move on. If anyone's done me wrong, it's like the current bun when it came out with the truth. And if anyone said, well, move on, okay, yeah, move on and buy the Sun then. Shall I buy that? And start reading that? That's moving on. I will not move on until justice is served. And the lies exposed and the big apology by the current bun that never ever came about. And a few years ago, must have been about 5 or 6 years ago, it came out, this fella was at some function, and they were having journalists and editors, giving little talks, unbeknown to the outside public. And that Kelvin McKenzie got up. And he spoke about Hillsborough. Someone must have said something, you'll have to talk about that. And he said, I believe, not still believe. He just said, I believe that they did cause the chaos, Liverpool supporters, by being drunk. Remember the copper who wanted to take blood? Or he asked an ambulance man or somebody, a nurse, to take the blood from the little lad, 10-year-old. Take blood from him to see if he had alcohol in his drink. That's how bad it was then. That's how bad and disgraceful it was. Then the lies came out. Brian Clough said, yeah, it was the drunken yarbs. Remember that? Blames us. Evening, Frank. I hope you're managing in this heat wave. Well, it's a bit cool in here, to be honest, in here where I'm sitting, which is okay. In my living room, God blimey, it's 32 degrees. It's been looked before. 32. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. You've got to be careful, everyone. There's Steve Evans gone to Anfield to see the Foo Fighters. Could you imagine them lads on stage playing away? You'll imagine the drum. It really is hot. So let me know what's going on. I was a Trekkie once. I loved this series. Loved it. And every one of them had said, bar him, cake. Every one of them passed on. It shows you, doesn't it, that you see something, then years later you forget about it, and then you see it comes on. Wow, the aging process. The lady when I was up there knew me from. I used to go into a cafe, and she was one of the waitresses. She came over. She said, Frank. I went, oh yeah. She had sunglasses on. I didn't know it. With the sunglasses on. And then I recognised her. And she said, I've got to have a hip replacement. I said, it's getting old, you see. She said, that's just seen you coming in there. It took me by surprise. Trying to walk in. Got the lift down, one floor, walked in. It's terrible. So, film and TV review. I'll tell you what I was watching today. Well, I wasn't watching it. I never watched it all. And it was Griff Rhys-Jones. But I remember it going right back to I think it was the 90s. And it was called D-Mob. D-Mob. It looks good. It's on YouTube, So I watched about 10 minutes of it. And it was about lads getting D-Mobbed after the Second World War. And Martin Clunes is in it. There's a few stalwarts in it. But I haven't watched it, obviously I just seen him just getting home to his wife, So I said, I'll watch that again. Called a Mob. But it is, I remember watching it when it came out. Because I like Griff Rhys-Jones. Great comic actor. Him and Mel Smith. Fantastic. Really good. And the poets, have you ever seen that clip of Shatner singing Elton John's Rocket Man? No. No, never seen it. William Shatner, Captain Kirk, the Rocket Man. No, unfortunately. But I am a Trekkie. Always liked it. Even the films. I tell you what I did watch last night. I just put it on. So I got it up and on. I was watching it. The Godfather. The original Godfather. Godfather 1. And brilliant. Brilliant. And it stands the test of time because it came out in the early 70s, didn't it? It was a fantastic film, and still is. The music is haunting. The dialogue is unbelievable. And they're actually making another one now. Believe it or not. Don't forget Mario Puzo. He wrote it. And in his estate, he said if anyone could come up with anything, go ahead. And what it's about, this one, it's about Connie. The daughter. He only has one daughter in it. And she's still going there. And she's a good actress as well. Or a good actor, you're supposed to say now. And they're doing her as like I'm not saying a Godfather type thing, but apparently what was going on with the Godfathers, there was always a woman behind. It was like Don Corleone's wife. She was behind him, advising him. And when they both passed on, it was Connie, who was advising Al Pacino's character when he became the Godfather. And it's about that. Sounds good. Sounds good. Oh, we're busy. A stream like number 3, Frank. Love from London, sir. No, I think it's more than that, Owen. It's more than that. I think so anyway. I don't know how many. Been doing it a long time. So you do, the likes of TV and film review. I do football. And also I do current affairs. I'm actually doing next week. They've asked me a couple of times to do the history of Liverpool, not the club, just the city, to give people some idea. I'm going to talk about a character from Liverpool. Now, whether you come from Timbuktu or the heart of Liverpool yourself, or even if you come from Scunthorpe or Skegness, you'd know this fella. Incredible. and I'll talk about him on Monday. One of the most unbelievable characters, and everybody knows him. I mean, everybody. And you don't realise that he was a Scouser. And he's not an actor, by the way. He's not a boxer. He's not a footballer. It'll surprise you what he is, and it'll surprise you what he done. And you all know about it. And I bet you can't wait, can you? And I can't get me tooth done until after my operation in August. Just have to grin and bear it. Grin and bear it. Gary Rigby, hey Gary. Ciao Franco. Lovely weather. We're having, of course. Of course we're having it. And isn't it about time? I've sat in here freezing. Sat there freezing. Sat in my living room freezing. Went to bed freezing. That's what it's like. And when we have a heat wave, everything stops. I remember it snowing once, and everything stopped. And when the official thing came out about why does everywhere stop, especially the trains, someone came out and said, because of alpine snow on the tracks. And I thought, oh, come on. Alpine snow on the tracks. Everything comes to a standstill. Everything. And Paul says, it's on YouTube. It's well worth a watch. Is that the... Yeah, I'll have a look at that. I'll search you, Poet, and look at Captain Kirk singing that, the Rocket Man. At least he's been in space, hasn't he? 90 odd years of age. So you can tell he's strong within himself, especially his vital organs, to go up into space, SpaceX. And that's great, though. And he wanted to do it anyway. Daryl. Frankie baby. Hiya, Daryl. I was Dad today. Don't know, you'll have to ask him. Gary says, Godfather was brilliant. Yes. It's well worth another watch, honestly. But please watch. You can't get it on YouTube, unfortunately, but have a look at Stargate. Because when I looked at it, as I said, I went, whoa. Just have a look. It's incredible. You find, as you're watching it, you go, I'm telling you now. I know our Busy said, Godfather 2, I thought was better. Well, to be honest, I liked the trilogy, and the pans, didn't he? Godfather 3. And when you see Godfather 3 and the Pacino character, well, the Rangers are handed over to like the cousin of the family. And that was Andy Garcia. And he really thought they were making a fourth one. They never did. You know, with him in the title role as the Godfather. And they never did. Whether Andy Garcia is in this new one that's coming out, because Talia Shire is. You know, I don't know. Maybe he'll have a role to play because there's no such thing in the mafiosi about women being like godmothers. Doesn't work, but they do advise. Talia Shire, yes. Says the poet, and also that. Yeah, she was in Rocky as well, wasn't she? She was Rocky's wife. Well, the Italians stick together, don't they? Steve Malone's, I say. I'll be watching Rick Mail on Sky documentary tonight. Excuse me. I was going to say, you know, at the beginning of this, my nose will start itching every time I come in here. I'll have to get myself a laptop because I can't stand this any longer. You know, coming in here, my nose goes just itchy. Just itchy. Matter is, I don't know what I just don't know. But it is. He was funny, Rick. That accident he had in one of those, them four-wheeler things. I think that done him in. Never recovered really from that. Because he damaged his head, didn't he? So that means your brain. And Gary says, also Trainspotting 2 was better. Never watched any of them. The Trainspotting. Didn't watch them. Be honest, it's not my type of film, you see. Especially when I seen, who was it? Who McGregor is it? You see a dirty, I fucking hate dirty toilets, by the way. And you see him and he comes out onto the toilet like that. I went, fuck off. Just turned it off. Just couldn't handle that. I thought Michael, Corleone was brilliant film. Fantastic film. Michael. It's all about The Godfather, Michael Corleone, or is that a different film? Just Michael? Don't know. Where's the artist guy, Frank? Not seeing him for a while. Don't know. He just never got in touch with us. Me or... and he's a friend. So he was putting on an exhibition. And people were going over to see it. It would have been a fancy. I would have loved to have seen it. Because he was doing the artist work on other artists. Like Da Vinci. And he did a great portrait of one of my favourite people of all time, which was William Blake. Blake, unbelievable. And he did a fantastic portrait on Dickens did one of him. So I couldn't wait to see them myself. And I said to him, I said, do you know what? I said, he showed me them. And I said, they just look brilliant the way they are now. He said, I was thinking of that myself. So he's putting them out raw, what you call raw, on canvas. Brilliant. But I mean, you know, say like this William Shatner there, you know, like painting them all nice and clean and bright and nice skin. But he didn't fill it in like that. And he left it. I said, that'll be fantastic. But he's put other work up that he did a few years ago. You know, portraits. Portraits of people. One of them, I forget her name, was an eye surgeon. And she saved Anthony's sight. And he did a portrait of her. You want to see the portrait of John Lennon? It's incredible. So he had them up as well. He had them up. And Stephen says, never liked Star Trek. But William Shatner has made some great documentary. Yeah, he has voiceovers, hasn't he? Oh, we're busy. Wow, a documentary about Liverpool Football Club and the pool from you, Shire. You said, fucking magic. No, it's about the history of Liverpool. People don't realise what we've given the world. So it'll be about that. It'll be about some characters, Scousers. But one of them, you'll go, guaranteed. Guaranteed. You'll be surprised. And Darryl says, this ain't lovely weather. This is a sweat pit. And Gary says, Frank, was it me who asked you to do a show about Liverpool and all the characters we used? Yeah, you and who else? I think it was Barry Richards. I'm not quite too sure. I forget it. But I remember you. I said, didn't I, to begin? A couple of people have asked. But you get it because it's a history show on Monday anyway. So I said, I'll do it Monday. But it will surprise you at some of the things. It will, honestly. Some of the characters, well. Too much snow, day off school. That's true, though. You're right. Because as I was growing up, you know, I think there was a proper winter and a proper summer. Because what me and my little mates used to do, you know, when we were about 5, 6, 7, we used to go into the road and we used to get lolly ice sticks. We used to get the tar up and make like triangles and throw them. That's what we used to do, put the tar, and you're actually seeing the tar bubbles in you. That's going back to when I was a kid. Tar bubbling in the roads. Incredible. But today, you know, you've got to pray for those poor people of Venezuela. You had the Americans going in, kidnapping their president and the president's wife and putting them in jail in America. What's that all about? No one said it. No one blinked an eye. Nobody. And they're having a devastating earthquake. They've had it. Sorry. They've had a devastating earthquake. Many people killed. So you see, you know, it's so sad. It's so sad that what's happened in the last year, condensed the year, about Venezuela. What's America going to do? Are they going to reconstruct it, throw all the money in because they fucking took it over, which they had no right to? That divvy Trump. TW. Evening, Frank. Evening, T. Good to see you, mate. Stephen Cochran. Good evening, Frank. The main man and chatters. You'll never walk alone. Oh, you missed it last night, Steve. It's all about football. Was that Stargate? Yeah, that's him. That's it, T. Just watch it. You may have seen it before, like myself. So I was just sitting there, and I went, I think I watched that. That just came up on something. Not on YouTube. So I put it on, and I'm glad I did. I'm really glad I did. You know, if anyone watches it, the next time I'm doing this, or any other show that is, and you have watched it, I'll talk about the feelings I got right from it. Uncanny, in other words, uncanny. And Zaro, to Gary, Titi Kamara was best character we ever had. Well, Titi used to take selfies, didn't he? Of his name. If you can get onto that. And Stephen says the alternative signings are coming. Never our intended target, so probably miss out on the Ivory Coast International. You'll never walk alone. I did all that last night. I was watching something today, and this particular podcast, oh, fucking hell, this is all every single day. And he's on about 5 times a day, and all he's talking about is Dear Mandy. Dear Mandy, Dear Mandy, Dear Mandy, dear. Then stops, talks about something else, then goes back to Dear Mandy. And I go, fuck me. What's he going on about? Then I read the comments, 2 cracking comments. 2. That was all. 2. And one of them says, where's all this content coming from? There's no story behind it. You know, paraphrased. Because there isn't. There's no story to substantiate what this fella's saying. And another one, I was a cracker, you know, simple and sweet. You know, get a proper fucking job. And I thought, yeah, I like the 2 comments. Fucking hell. Big up, Daryl, says T. Big up, T. And that'll say, itchy nose means coming into money. I wish. It's an old wives' tale, isn't it, though? But it just itches me. I haven't come into any money yet, like, but that's hope, eh? Everyone lives in hope. Either itchy nose or too much cocaine, Frank. My name is not Vlad Zelensky, I'm afraid. So, lads, how busy? I reckon, how busy? The Scouser in London. Sorry about that. See, Darryl, any sign of Diamandi? No. I'll tell you that. No sign. They're playing tonight, aren't they? But I tell you what, I know they want him. I most probably they will get him. But I wouldn't pay 116 million for him. I thought we learned our lesson last year with Verts and Isak. See our lads, they come round, they say hello and fuck off. You notice that? And Stephen says, this World Cup has been a shambles. Yeah, but fucking people watch it. And Darryl to see, not yet, mate. Probably Minter from Brighton. No, don't want him. And the T says, Frank, I went to cinema last night to watch Disclosure Day. Just say it in 2 words, 2, or even 1. Did you enjoy it? That's all, because we will be talking about that, not tonight. I want people to watch it too. And Stephen says Star Trek was the beat of was the best of a program back in the day. Which yes, good shout that. Good shout that it was. Spock was brilliant. You see the first Spock, when he was playing, the first series. And he must have said, listen, I can't talk like this. Because he was very high and he was not like Spock at all. So he changed his character into what the Spock we got to know. To Leonard Nimoy. Great Spock, him. Great. Diamandi to Minter, for fuck's sake. I never said it. It was TW. He swore, not me. And Darryl said, exactly my thoughts. Darryl. TW. Diamandi ain't coming, boys, which will be a major disappointment this summer. This is why I say to people, and they never, I'm not saying our lads here on here, never learn. Do you ever remember a few things? One was Shumani and Bellingham. Do you ever remember that? And you had a couple of podsters saying, he's coming. Take no notice. My source says that he's coming. both of them. Shumaney first, and when he went to the, he's coming out, Bellingham. And then the same thing about Zomed, the Chiefs, the Dutch Chiefs fella, staying. My source says he's staying. And Darryl used to phone me up and send me a message, he's staying. And I said, I told you, he's going. I think I'm the only podcaster who said that he's going. He's going. We're going to have a new manager next summer. And I was vindicated. Vindicated. So you see, and some people call themselves journalists that go on podcasts. They even have their own little podcast. Fucking phony. They don't know nothing. They get told nothing. Some lads as well get have you noticed the gear? Say nothing. Don't say nothing about it. So they don't. And they come in with new shirts. Look at me with my new shirt on. Yeah, fuck off. Can't be arsed with them. I've got to say, thank me, sponsor. I'm awfully sorry. I keep forgetting these beautiful people. I really do. And got patent services. Listen, if you know anyone as well, or even like you've got any relatives who are elderly. And if you know anyone or relatives who are in the NHS, whatever they do in the NHS, tell them to get them in. If they're doing any decorating, tell them not to struggle. These lads are fully time served. They're brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And also, they're fully insured. And if you don't fit into those categories, as I keep saying, just get them in if you're thinking of decorating, whether it's the outside or the inside. And to give you the price without any obligation whatsoever. They'll just give you the price. They'll walk away and wait for the phone call to say yay or nay. Have a discussion with your family and your husband or your wife or whoever. Don't struggle. That's got patent services, the sponsor of all my little podcasts. Brilliant deal. And Darryl saying, Stephen, why are you saying that? What's that? What did he say? Oh, he's not coming, he means he, Mandy. And Gary to Darryl. TT, if you're talking about football, I haven't got a clue. I'm on about Liverpool, the city, and all the characters we had years ago. It's right, Gary. Gary, I'm going to surprise you, mate. I'm going to surprise you, especially with one of them. And you'll go. And Darryl, he will be coming here, forcing it through, says, Diamandi, that is coming. And Stephen says, remember V? That was Boss back in the day. It was actually. That girl in it, she's lovely, wasn't she? That alien. And isn't it funny how they say about aliens today, the lizards? I always remember them saying that, not them back then, I mean now, the royal family were lizards. Remember that? Diamante wants LFC desperately. Yeah, he just wants away, doesn't he? Just, doesn't he? Wants away. He will go, like, they can't hold on to him, so it's wherever he turns up, whether it's Liverpool or what. There's, I think Arsenal, he's also phoned me and said that Arsenal are interested in getting Jones. Think about that. Jones. I want Jones to stay. I want a Scouser in our team, and that's the end of it. And Stephen says, well, it's become difficult with signings, players in a World Cup summer, so probably someone will come in and snap him up and offer him a bumper deal. Good evening, Frank and chat. I'll send you an email, Mr. B. Finally got it through. Finally got it through. So I'll send you one. Have a look in your for your emails. Leipzig are playing our ball because they don't want to sell. No, he's definitely going. But I'm not jumping on a bandwagon saying, oh yeah, he's coming to Liverpool, because they're all saying it. Just like fucking Slot was saying. Shumaney was coming and Bellingham was coming and fucking Artaraski was coming. Fuck's sake. It really pisses me off. And people fucking believe them. The Dutchman's staying, he's got another season. Fucking pissed me off that, and people don't realise it. When they were saying, oh, fuck off. Fucking hell, you don't take a fucking blind bit of notice what you say. And that's football for you. You'll never walk alone, says Mr. B. Hashtag 97. Yes. Never forget them, mate, ever. Lovely 97. It's the 100 million rejected, and probably someone else will come in and sign the Ivory Coast player. So get ready for an alternative, says Stephen. That's a good point. That's a very good point, what Mr. B said. Pay over the odds for a player to go missing due to AFCON. That's spot on. Many times as we lose Mo. Salute. Steve Holland. Imagine how people in Cuba cope with these temperatures, with blackouts and no air conditioning, and children itch. Yeah, itch when going to school. You know why, don't you, Stephen? You've been to Cuba, mate. Beautiful people. and they're fucking sanctioned by America. And nobody in the West lifts a finger. The fucking hypocrisy of the West, fucking ridiculous. It's like Macron when he went, oh, you ought to stop the big oil tank here, you know. By Sicily. He doesn't fucking stop the tankers, does he? With the oil and everything else, and the gas go to France. Why doesn't he fucking stop them? And you get Starmer saying, "Oh, we're going to sell it." Not, yeah, it is Starmer. We're going to sell the oil that we, you know, what we got. It's piracy. They're talking about fucking maritime law. What maritime law? There's only one maritime law, and that says piracy. You can't go to a ship, a sovereign ship, and take over it. That's piracy. And fucking the EU with that von der Leyen. Here, they're their rules. What fucking right does she have to make rules like that? Hey, it's piracy. If I were fucking Russian, I'm sorry, if I was a Russian, I'd just say to Putin, listen, fucking me, I think you better step down. I'm being honest. Because why doesn't he just, he's got a fucking big tap there. They're jumping fucking ships and everything. Why doesn't he just go, turn all the fucking gas and everything off? Because they're all getting it. They're still fucking getting it. Europe and the West. That's all he's got to do. Say until you come to your fucking senses over Ukraine. You're getting nothing. Fucking nothing. Why doesn't he do that? Ali, good evening. Good evening, Ali. And Barry, Star Trek, yes. In brackets, The Next Generation was the best, in my opinion. Especially the films, First Contact, Insurrection, Nemesis, Evening Frank and Everyone. Never seen that one. Evening Frank and Everyone. Who starred in that, Barry? But they're funny, aren't they? Frank, tell me he's no Irish. He told us, I know. Take it from me. Take it from me. He's signing. I'm doing that. Take it from me. All this. I remember them saying about some Everton lad, you know, centre back, forget who it is. And he said Liverpool should sign him, should go after him. And I put in a comment, I said, you haven't a clue, have you? If Liverpool go after him and try to sign him, and worse still, if they do sign him, there'll be murder in this city. And he told me, well, let's the fuck up. What do I know? More than fucking you, fella. More fucking more. Glad to see Keir Starmer resignation this week. So we're going straight into the fire with Andy Burnham. Yes. Yes. He's the little lads, he loves them, the tiny hats. He's a friend of them. Do you think it's going to stop? Do you think the billions that go to the most corrupt leader? I wouldn't call him a leader. He's a fucking dictator. He's a phony. Shouldn't be there. And the most corrupt country, his country, in the world. Do you think he'll stop sending money to them while there's 4.5 to 5.5 million kids below the poverty line in this country? Our national health is crumbling. Do you think he's going to stop that and help them? No. Burn him. Burn him. Fucking murder, Manchester. Jesus. Can't make these fucking things up. Get smashed in the light. Get smashed. The fucking lights. Thank you, Mr. B. Let me know if you've got that email I sent you. The lovely Bella. When I say to Franco and all, hope you're well, Franco. Yeah, I've been the thing this morning. I got 2 bloods taken out of me on each arm. And I had an injection. Fuck knows what that was for. But I had to have it anyway. Got to give you this. Okay. You're going to feel ill, she said, when it takes effect. So, don't know what it'll be like this evening or tomorrow. I know I've got a headache now. And Stephen says, oh, good evening anyway, Bella. Sorry about that. Want to say that. Okay. Andy Burnham can't control Manchester and probably won't do any better with Starmer when Starmer's gone. The thing is, Stephen, he knows nothing about finances. He knows absolutely nothing. And that's the most important thing for the Prime Minister to know about the finances. He's been mayor of Manchester for years. And how do you think he's got in? He's a friend of the tiny hats. How do you think he's just fucking walked in? No. How? And straight in to be a Prime Minister without any challenges. Well, every Labour, look, there's no Labour Party now. I don't know what they are. I don't know what they stand for. I've always voted Labour all my life, from the age of 18 when I could first vote. And not now. Not now. I don't know what they stand for. They certainly don't stand for me. Or anybody else for that matter. So, okay, you know, the election, the last one, someone knocked on the door. Fella said, oh, you're voting? I said, who for? And he said, well, I'm a Labour man, because he has his little rosette on, you know. And I went, nah. And he said, who are you voting for then? I said, no. I said, I've voted all my life for Labour. I said, if you think that I'm going to vote for this fella, that's ignored the Labour voter. I'm sorry to say this, but the fools that are voting them in, they're just going to vote him in. And he's going to be dreadful anyway. He's no politician. It's like Andy Burnham. Andy Burnham's not a politician, not in the true sense. I don't think there's anyone, whether Conservative or anyone else, true politicians. They haven't a clue. And they won't call an election because they're terrified in case that Farage gets in. And who's he a friend of? So nothing in this country will change. Better. Nothing. Absolutely zilch. It'll be the same. It'll be the same little kids below the poverty line. Can I show you something? I want to show you something. I wanted to show it the other night, and I hope you can see this. Bear with me. There's two things I want to show, right? There's no, there's... Oh, fuck. What happened there? Oh, come on.
Babies. I'm Mahmoud. Babies. Don't add me. No phone, no water. Steph, die, no water.
This little, look at that. Look at the fucking head. Fucking shot. She's got no food. She's got no home. She's got fucking nothing. Look at her head. Look. Show you another little one. This is beautiful, this. Hang on. Watch this. 3 little kids. Same Gaza. But different little kids. Watch. It's a little baby's birthday. Isn't that beautiful? Little kids. Little kids. With a cake going to the little baby, the little sister. She must have been about 1, 2. But the little girl carrying the thing was about 3. And the lads with the, pretending to have a hat on, which is a comb. And the poor child, this is what gets me every day. I go to bed thinking about this. I go to bed thinking of when it's freezing cold, thinking about the homeless, our homeless. Sleeping in doorways in the freezing cold and rain. And those children. That beautiful little girl who got a lollipop. I can't find her. I can't find it anywhere. I don't know where it is on my phone. Because I'm useless, you see. 3 days later, she's dead. Blown up. parents are already dead. She had no home. And this is what I think about all the time. And no one lifts a finger. Excuse me. No one lifts a finger to save these children. Nobody. You fucking have lots of fucking saying, oh yeah, we sent 600. We've helped the Americans to fight the Iranians. So Iran have defeated both America and NATO. And the Russians are still fucking NATO. Fucking arsehole. The Western press is shocking. That child. She's got no food. She's got nothing. That's what she's saying. She's got no water. And Stephen says, read the Lizards. Series was good. That was. Mr. B. Love it. Soldiers. Didn't I? Told everyone. See, Daryl's gone now. Here's a shed. Yeah, you kept telling me, Frank, and I didn't take any notice of you, that he was going. Okay. Frank, disclosure day, thought-provoking. Good. Wait till everyone sees you. I think one of the little finest alien things I saw was Extraterrestrial. Cracking little film. Shoestring budget, I'm telling you now. But it was good. It was really good. Michael Ironsides was in it. Have a look at that. You'll get that somewhere. Extraterrestrial. Cracking little film. And the lovely Bella. The City on the Edge Forever. Season 1, episode 28. To be the absolute best episode of Star Trek. The original. Love it. Episode 28. Season 1, episode 28. Okay. After episode 28. I remember when I was 28. And Stephen says, God help the club who get Arnie Slot as a manager after his sacking. Yes. I think Real Madrid are coming in for him. On Arsenal. And I think he refused Manchester City after Pep left. Man United have said, well, we'll stick with Carragher for the time being. Can you hold on? Arnie, can you hold on for a while? That's true. Yep. This city is ours, is returning. And Gary says, it was David Icke who said that, and I think he's onto something. He said it, didn't he, about lizards? The old sayings against, why don't you, propaganda and everything, trying to make him out to be an idiot, but he fills theatres. Thousands of people go to him and listen to what he said, and his predictions, well, 90% of them have come true. His predictions. Ridiculed big time, but he doesn't take any note, just goes there, he stands in front of people. Do you want to interview me? I'll give you a fucking interview. Don't care who you are. Oh, fucking hell. Not half uncomfortable. Maya was. And Steamer, I used to watch that. The Tomorrow People. The shows you stay us growing up. There was nothing on the telly though, was there? Absolute zilch. Jesus, gone again. He knows. Jesus. Swear. It's like something's gone up my nose. Honest. Maybe invisible lizards, little tiny molecule things going up my nose, getting on the edge of my nostrils. Maybe that's it. Don't talk about aliens. Excuse me. And Stephen said, like Mark Gay, that backfired last season, that he ended up at Man City. Yes. You said he wanted an extra 5 million, and you went out. Oh. It's like in Zubermendi when Hughes, is in negotiation. He's fucking useless, him. He's useless. He went to get Zubermendi, and their president said, just give us the money, you can afford it. He's in one of the richest clubs in the entire world. Just give us the money, you can have him. And he said, can we pay you in installments? He said, no, the full money, no installments. He ended up going to Arsenal for the full money. That's the invisible man for you. Richard Hughes. Richard, the invisible man. Hughes. And he's going, isn't he, in a few weeks? He wants to leave us with. He'll be getting Minter and, these other fucking mad players that were everyone's interested in. Fuck off. Can't be bothered. Steamer Holland, says the poet. I always thought that Tomorrow People was a bit weird. It was, actually. It was. And Ali Diamandi is good, but over 112 for a 19-year who never won anything, I think is way too much. Besides that, we already have three players on left wing position. I think we better look for a centre back, me too, a right back, and I'll throw in there a number 6. That's who we need. A fella like Fabinho who breaks up play. A fella like Mascherano who broke up play. Great players. Great number 6s. Remember that Chucky around the same time? Who's Chucky? That was a bit weird. Oh, Chucky, yeah. Chucky, you mean? Chucky poet. It's mad, that. Chucky. He's a puppet. Not a puppet. I don't know what he fucking was, but it was something. I've just swore and I've just seen a very good lady friend of mine. But anyway, she says, fuck Trump. Joe, never known you to swear in my life. Joe, lovely lady, successful business lady as well. Love Star Trek, yes, Joe. I'm a Trekkie. Just imagine, Joe, if I would have gone over there to LA to see you, we could have talked all night about Mr. Spock and Captain Kirk, couldn't he? And Sulu and Bones. I missed a bit. Just got the email, Frank. Thank you, and Jason. Taunton Tornado. Yeah. I sent that in the. I sent that in. I was in the Aussie, the doctors, as you know, today. And I finally came through because I've had terrible time. Someone trying to hack everything and getting into my bank account. As I said, they would have really got into it. They might have said, fucking have to feel sorry for this fella. And threw me a few bob. Put a few bob into my account. And now we're busy, says, fucking love you, Frank, sir. Oh, thanks very much. Is that a lovely job? Love that lady, Proper scouser, eh? Stands tough. She was fucking attacked, that lady. On her yacht. Attacked. I thought, you never know what could have happened to her. Fucking shocked me, that. Joe, I've got them books. If you're still listening in for you, I've got them here. Just send, if any of your family, your sister is going over, get in touch with me. I'll send her my address and I'll give her the books for you. Okay, got them here. Got them right here. Bear with me. Okay, now there's one. That's what you wanted, wasn't it? There's one. Good. Great neck. The spine's still there, and there's the other one. got you them. Well, I already had them in my library, so, and they're yours, sweetheart. They're yours. So get your family to come down, see me. Just stand here. Not fit enough to go to the post office. It's miles away. Andy Burnham, a puppet like Keir Starmer. The big sausage. Yes, stay. Yes. And the Woodmaster. Are you Woodmaster? Because even in Frank and chat, how are you all apart from all being hotter than a lap dancer introduction? Genuine this. There used to be a club in Scotty Road, right? Club. And I was on my way to a Jerry Gardens, Jerry Crescent reunion, which was in the Irish Centre, come back years ago. Anyway, this fella, I felt sorry for him. From uni, he's dead quiet. And I said, do you want to go to a reunion? I said, a few bevies. And he went, because no one went out with him, I felt sorry for him. So he went, do you mind? I said, no, it's all right, come on. So anyway, I met him. So I had to meet him in Scotland Road. So I said, yeah, we'll go in here and have a few drinks. I said, a couple of beers, and then we'll shoot up to this reunion. So he said, okay. This is absolutely true. Honest. Yeah, good Catholic boy. Right. So anyway, we're having a drink. And this girl stands by us. Some blonde girl. And I went, oh yeah, she said, hello. And I was just chatting to her, So I was getting a drink in. I said, yeah, what's your drink? Are you having a drink? And she said, I'm not really a drinker. Can I just have a lemonade? I said, of course you can. So I got 2 beers and a lemonade for the girl. So anyway, I was just chatting away. She wouldn't say nothing to the other fella because it standing there like that. And she said, how long are you staying? Because I said, I'm getting off later. Honest to God, this trip. I said, I'm getting off. I said, I'm going to the union. The old girl was there. My aunties were there. A couple of uncles were there. All the neighbours, mates, my mates, proper mates. I don't know why I asked this fella along, but anyway, I did, nevertheless. So she said, can you wait for me? She said, do you mind if I go? Now, I really thought she was just running off the loo. So I went, yeah, okay. I said, are you sure you want to go? She said, oh, yeah, it'd be great just to get away from here. She said, will you wait for me? And I went, yeah, promise you. So, honest to God, I really thought she was just going to the loo. So when I was standing there, and they had a little podium, at the end, and a curtain, and there was a drum roll, music playing, and it was the girl. She was a stripper. Genuine, she was a stripper. And I went, fuck this. And I said to him, the lad, forget his name, actually. I said, come on, let's go. He went, she wants to come with us. I said, fuck off, I'm not bringing her up to a reunion. It's a stripper. And he went, I'm staying. I said, oh, okay then, see ya. I went outside, hailing, trying to hail a taxi. He comes out, he's saying, she's finishing in a minute. I said, well, all right, go in and wait for her. Fucking taxi came and I jumped in and I was away. A strip. Genuine. Don't know what happened to that fella, like. Mad that, isn't it? Hey, stripper. Do you imagine it? To my old girl said, well, what do you do? She might have thought that she was my girlfriend or something. Well, what's it? I'm a stripper. You know what? I'm a stripper. Take all my clothes off in front of men. And they all cheer. Could you imagine that? And Joe says, drink lots of water. Yes, Joe. Yes. Joe started it. I'll listen to that later, Joe. Jason Collier. I'll listen to that later, sweetheart. God blimey, I'm sweating like a piglet. See, there's my water, Joe. Freezing cold. Tiny hats. Yeah, tiny hats. Can't say it, you see. Do you know what? With you saying that, Mr. B, I actually went to Burano. I was in Venice. And I went over to see them blowing the glass. Incredible. And that just reminded me. And it is hot in there as well, by the way. You can imagine the heat outside Venezia. And once you're in there, Burano, the factory was roasting. Was only in there, I don't know, not even more than 5 minutes. See them blowing. Brilliant though, the way they do that glass, you know. It's like a glass blower's ass. Michael Dooley said, I don't like David Icke's view on aliens. They're a dark force controlling the earth. He never mentions the famous good cases that never harmed anyone. His first thought is always the dark forces. That's a good point, actually, Michael. Honestly, it really is a good point. I think there's dark forces in even in humans, you know that. I've just shown pictures of those poor bloody children. Those little wretched children, little things that you'd love to grab hold of and protect from the violence that's been shown against them. And they're the dark forces in human form that's destroying these little children. Are they human? Could be lizards. And now we're busy saying it doesn't matter who you vote for. This government, the government's always get. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's like Burnham. He's going to become PM. Who's voting for him to become PM? No races to stand side by side, and he's going to be the best. They're all the fucking same. And the Woodmaster says there's a saying, some dog, different dick. Same dog, different dick. This system of politics is broken and made to fail, always. Yes. Yes. Good show there, Master Boy. Same dog, different dick. The system of politics is broken and made to fail, always. Good shout. Good shout tonight, anyway. All my family labour growing up these days, no backbone. All my family labour growing up these days, no backbone. Yes, there isn't. I always remember when you've got to look at this. This should have been for tomorrow night, if I'm able to do one tomorrow. Um, like conspiracy theory. And what it was Lyndon Baines Johnson. After Kennedy was gone, he had something to do with it. And he said to Harold Wilson, because you'll imagine it being said today, listen, I want your boys with me in Vietnam. I want you. And Harold Wilson went, my boys are going nowhere near Vietnam. Nowhere near. Put that in today's context. What would either Starmer or any of them going from soft lad, going like from Blair right up to Starmer and now Burnham coming in. Every single one, the Conservatives as well, Theresa May and that. Look at this stuff, fucking hell. These have all said, yeah, okay. How many do you want? But he turned around and went, nope, 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 nope. What happened to Harold after that? Did you know? All of a sudden he had taken ill. And he was replaced by Ian Callaghan. No, he wasn't. Jim Callaghan. Ian Callaghan plays on the left wing and the right wing for Liverpool Football Club. Ian Callaghan. Become a PM. Lovely fella, Callie. But anyway, Jim Callaghan. Because the CIA forced them down. CIA. All of a sudden. Because he refused America. But the likes of Jim Callaghan couldn't go back of what Harold Wilson said. He couldn't say, oh yeah, well, all right then, we'll go in. No, he couldn't do that. Dennis Healy as well. They're what you call proper politicians. But the CIA always had their hands in everything. British politics, same today. Same today. The Labour Party are finished as they're a circus act now, especially after Starmer, the traitor. Yes. The lovely Joe. Ditto, me too. That's what I said before, wasn't it, Joe? Because we all love you. I love you. Oh, Joe. I just wish I could go and see you, But maybe after me up next year. The long haul. Never gone on long haul, The furthest place I went was to Turkey. So I went over there, but I only went to see Ephesus. So I went to Kushadasi, a place called Kushadasi. Stayed in Kushadasi just to see an old Roman town, which was absolutely blew my mind, actually. Ephesus. Brilliant. went to see that. But that was it, you know, as far as out 5.5 hours on a plane. Fuck that. Never again, I said. I was offered, you offered me, Joe, I know that, to get to LA when I was going through that time, difficult time, a few years ago. And then I was also offered, our Francine Joe, she said, I'll go with you, you know, Dad, up to see Joe. Let's go to LA. But anyway, and I was also offered to go to Bali to stay on one of those beachfront, yeah, they were like sheds, to be honest, straw huts with a little jetty out and a little boat. I won't do it. Won't do it. Being offered to go to New York, Tampa, as you know, with Dennis Paparak, and Chicago. Big up, legends. Hello, chat, says Cedric. Cedric. Our wonderful film star. Many sad things going on around the world, seeing poverty at its highest. It's bad news, says Stephen Cochran. Yes. You've only got to look at this country. I don't know whether it's 4.5 or 5.5 million kids below the poverty line. And we're sending money, and I'm talking billions, to a fella who everybody knows is skimming. It's all corruption. It's a big money laundering thing. The country that he's in, who are at war, proxy war, with a fella named Putin. America started it all. I go on some pods, you know, and I look at I don't mean football, and I look at some comments, fucking hell, ridiculous. They haven't a clue. They must be reading, you know, the Daily Telegraph. And honestly, the Daily Mirror, even the Guardian, all the Western press in this country. And believe it. And I, Cedric, says the Woodmaster, I'm going right down. I'm going right down, people. And Peter says, hey, Peter, funny how all the bad guys are countries that said no to be being an American vassal. Yes. Yes, because we're all we're vassal states. And it's only who the WEF put in place that funds of lying. Kaya Kallas, come on. She's fucking thick. I'd be a better diplomat than her. And I've got no experience of diplomacy. But I'd be a better one than her. I'd be a better one than Witkoff as well. The Iranians just twirled them around. They never had a clue. Him and Kushner. Kushner fucking sells houses. And he sent them over as a diplomat. You can't make this stuff up, honest. And that's Trump. Trump for you. Hasn't a clue. I think there's something wrong with, and honestly, you know, I'm not just saying that. And the attempted assassination, that was a load of bollocks as well. Peter says, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy was past. Brilliant. Yes. Cedric to the T. Labour have been useless, says the poet. There were two massive defining battles in the 20th century between the owner/investor class and the workers. The 1926 general strike and the 84/85 miners' strike. Yes. And that's why Thatcher, she had to manage decline a council after that. She had to manage decline a city. And who did she pick on? Us, Liverpool. She picked on Lambeth Council. And then she turns her attention to the power workers, who were the miners. And who does she have baton charging? MI5. Special branch. All dressed up as bobbies. That's who that was. Managed decline, Liverpool. Then tried to cut, well, she covered up, didn't she, the lies and everything about Hillsborough through the 90s, through the 80s and the 90s until she was forced to leave by we've got the men in grey. And Peter says, I think the alien talk is to set people up for a common space weapons project 4 years ago before we're warning about it. Think about this. Remember Reagan? That's why they called him President Reagan. Because he wanted satellites or whatever they were in the sky, in space, for the Star Wars. But unfortunately, the Americans didn't have the technology. And who had the technology? Russia. Because of the space, they couldn't even build a space station. That's why the Russians today, even going back to this, say, yeah, you can use it. And they still use it today. They're allowing them. Albeit they're in a proxy war against them. So the Americans couldn't do it. And there's what you've got now, which is little anonymous, to be honest. It really is. And that's what the Russians have sent up, satellites and things and stuff. So that could be lasers. You never know. You never know what they've done. But you're spot on there, Peter. Good shot, mate. And Labour Party sat on their hands during both battles, says the poet. Yeah. Yeah. You've only got to look, you've only got to look at the 19, I'll talk about it on Monday, the 1911 general strike in this city of ours. And what... I'll talk about it now. And Churchill. Everyone talks about Churchill. I don't. A lot of other Liverpool people don't. Not just Liverpool people. People who know a little. about Churchill, but that's Monday. I'll talk about that Monday when I'm giving the history of Liverpool. And the master says, Brazilians got an alien invasion warning on their phones 3 days. Yeah. Have you seen them? Have you seen it? I was looking at some footage. Not, this is a few weeks ago. Wasn't like 3 days ago. And they're just pointing in the sky. See these things in the sky? Loads of them. And it wasn't fake. It wasn't fake. Look, I seen one years ago. I seen one. It's like anything else. Let's take football. Let's just take that Jude Bellingham, for example. And people say, I got to buy you. What's China now? And slots going and all this nonsense, all this garbage. Because you know, or I knew, and a few others as well, that we weren't getting Bellingham. We knew that. I knew it. And I knew that slot was going, and I told everybody on here 2 weeks before he was sacked. He's going. We're having a new manager next season. See, I know that there's a couple on there that fucking know that they're listening. They're either listening to the fucking crap World Cup that we shouldn't be watching. Because I've just showed you two little things about kids. Most probably they're fucking dead now. And they're watching. All right, there's both in Canada and Mexico, but also the States that are complicit in all this going on. And in wars, and you've got a fucking fella named Trump who wants the Peace Prize. He's a fucking lunatic. Wanting the Peace Prize? What fucking Peace Prize? He's had fucking hundreds of thousands of people killed. And he's complicit in another hundreds of thousands in a tiny little fucking place in the Middle East. He's complicit in their demise. And carrying out a fucking proxy war against Russia. You mightn't agree with what I say, about that. But the Kiev regime was committing genocide against Russian-speaking people. That's why he went in. But he was warning the way. He was saying, listen, stop there. If you don't stop, we'll have to go in. And he was saying that from 2014 after the coup d'etat in Kiev to overthrow the legitimate government. And I read on someone's post, I was looking at Double Down News, great Double Down News, you want to watch that. And the comment came off fucking ridiculous. And it said about the coup d'etat. And the president ran off with all money and everything else, and he got off to Moscow. He wasn't overthrown. This is people, they haven't a clue. They just keep fucking reading, as I said, the Western narrative. It was a CIA operation, covert operation, and an MI6. And this is what they always do. The Americans, forever doing it. As I said about Harold Wilson, they tried to do it with us, putting Jim Callaghan. And Callaghan said, no, fucking going with you. Sending our troops there. It's a lost cause. Think about that. Well, you're right there, Mudmaster. All those little footage of things in the sky. All political parties fit onto either cheek of the same backside nowadays, says Peter. Yes. And the master. He was made out to have called himself the Son of God, but he said we are all the vision of our Creator. But we are. This is what, like I was brought up. And, you know, the image of God, we're all the same. Made the same, the image of God. I, from a very young age, even at uni, leaving uni, even today, I said, I've always asked a question. Always. Who built the pyramids? Who built them? And when you look at it, just have a look at Stargate. Film. Have a look at it after this. If you don't want to watch your match, if you're not interested, watch that, Stargate. Let me know what you think. And Ali, it's unbelievable what the EU is doing. People from Romania start selling their newborn. Oh, from the lack of food and money. Over 3,000 kids were sold till now. Fuck. They just found an entire network. Fuck. Oh, Ali, I'm so sorry. This is what's going on, and we're not getting told fucking nothing. And I know that Ukraine is trafficking kids. What you think of that fella, Northern Ireland? Donaldson. Fucking horrible, him. He was horrible. Then all of a sudden this happened. And he's in fucking jail now. Waiting to be sentenced. Paedophile. And I'm wondering if that Theresa May all those years ago when she was Foreign Secretary or Home Secretary. I'm quite so sure what she was. And she had all the files on the paedophiles in Parliament. And she lost them. She said, mislaid them. Fuck off. Fucking liar, been destroyed. And most probably that Donaldson was on them. And a few others. I can't understand why the EU exists. European countries can live well without the EU, but who lead the EU? Who lead the EU? Lead the UK as well. Rothschild, Soros, yes, of course. And people wonder why all these people are in Europe from the Middle East and parts of Africa all of a sudden. And remember when I said, yonks ago, that the Americans had a plan to destabilise the Middle East so that they could all move, all the war-torn countries, as they call them, into Europe to destabilise Europe. And that's what they fucking done. They want all the business. They want all the resources. And the likes of, I can't believe. Honestly, I cannot believe that Starmer wanted to rejoin the EU. They're the most corrupt. There was no... There was no... It's hard to explain. It's that pathetic. We could have done a hell of a lot with our own sovereignty, but we didn't. We just kept on for like the EU fucking thing. Sure. I always remember Obama when he warned. Remember they having the referendum, Brexit and Remain, and he said, if you're going to vote Brexit and it comes about, you'll be at the bottom of the list. And I said at the time, well, fuck you. And you're America. Who wants to be top of the fucking list with you lot? That's what I said. And that's what that cheeky fucker said. You'll be bottom of the list. So some asshole said, oh, you won't be European, you know. I said, right. I said, we're in Europe. Oh, but once you come out of Brexit, Brexit, oh, you won't be European. I said, we fucking are. Then shut up. Fuck's sake. Fucking dick. It's great, this. Stephen Cochrane. The hooker was kind of good back in the day. Where, Heather Locklear. Seen her now, though. She was a very fine lady back in her youth day. Yes. You want to see her now? Fuck her now. Heather. And I'll tell you another one. What was her name? Tara Summer. Lovely. But he always had a crush on some blonde one. Oh, what's her name? Oh, I loved it. I fell in love, watching the telly. American, obviously. Forget her name. I went through the alphabet, can't I? Michael Jordan, the American government releasing the UFO stuff. They're not releasing the things with the, I know what you're going to say. So we don't already know. I would not trust that lot with that reality. Yes, they're hiding the Epstein files, aren't they? Trumpington is. And Cedric, wait, where are your blood test results? Okay, sorry, got in late. Yeah, I spoke about it. I had to have two bloods taken from me, Cedric. One from each arm, believe it or not. Then they gave me an injection. And they said, you might go ill for a couple of days. And I'm suffering from something. And the medical term is horrible. So I've got to go on Monday to the Aussie and see these pre-op people that I'm having in August. It's the way it is for me. Thanks for asking. Appreciate that. the master. I loved the film. And you know what? I've got it. I've got it. And you can't get it on anywhere, you know. But I've got it. And I'll tell you how to get it on YouTube. Well, anyway, the master says the day of the Triffids terrified me. I was about 6 and we had some dried pampas grass in the vase. My brother grabbed out of a few and made them move. I was screaming, "Trevor, to come." No, you were 36 at the time, weren't you? Stop it, bud. I'll tell you how to get Day of the Triffids, the film with Jeanette Scott. And you have to have an American. What's his fucking name? Howard Keel. But it's good. It's good. I'll tell you how to get it. On YouTube, you know, if you go on search. But what you've got to put in is Day of the Triffids remastered. That's the most important thing, remastered. I've got it. Because you can't get it otherwise on anything. On anything. Don't forget Day of the Triffids remastered. And if that doesn't come through like that, just say remastered first, Day of the Triffids. Remastered, all one word. How about that? Not bad, eh? Just have a look at it, though. But honestly, just have a look at it. Might bring back good memories and bad memories, and you won't be able to sleep tonight in the heat because them Triffids are coming to get you. And Bella to Ali, that's so sad. This day and age should never happen. Oh, who really cares? Not many people. No, they don't. You only got to look what's happening in this country. No one ever mentions about the thousands of girls and kids being trafficked from Ukraine. Who knows about that? It's a big record over there. Ta-da! Oh, we're busy. Don't be greedy, Frank. Sharing cocaine is scary. Like that. Lack of what's that? Lack of belief, lack of religion. People believe only in money. Money created monsters all over the world. Yes. And the world agrees. And I agree, by the way. And Ali again. I talked 2 years about the Yao Neves from PSG. He was on the table for 80 million. Kvaratskhelia was for 80 million euros, and we said no. I know that we could have got Kvaratskhelia for 58. And then PSG signed it. We could have had him. Ali believed that. We could have had him for 58 million. And I wanted him long before PSG were interested in him. I wanted him for 2 years from Napoli. Kvaratskhelia. And we said no. Yao Neves is the best. Yes. I wanted him. Out there. We bought Gravenberch. Yes. And Peter, spot on there, Peter. I loved that series, Survivors. Was good. A series about life, about apocalyptic, yeah, it was. Terry Nation wrote it. It's great. I like Terry Nation. But when he stopped writing, like a different series, I was, it just went down the pans, didn't it, really? But it was brilliant, Survivors. I used to love that every week. Jesus, he knows. A person with the fear of God will never do such things. But the American capitalism brainwashed people and planted an idea in their heads that only thing matters is the money. Same demons lead us, course. I'm going to go right down. Mr. Big Pet, ooh, bad dude him. Can I feel your muscles? Fucking big black, he's dead now. Thank you, says our lovely Joe. Thank you. Oh, Joe, love you, girl, honestly. Just wish that I could get over and see you. Survivors had a lot of lads wearing a parachute regiment beret, if I'm right. It was good, says the Wooden. It was brilliant. I'll tell you who starred in it, and I'll never forget her name, the girl. Lucy Fleming. Lucy, I don't know whatever happened to her. I don't know whatever happened. She went on, but she wasn't like a major thing. But she was good in there. Lucy Fleming. Demons' tactic is simple: destroy the economy of every country, then by their leaders, then control everything. Those demons have no soul. That's why this world is going to hell so fast, says Ali. Okay, now. Michael Julie. If people want to know the best people on the paranormal, it is the comic actor Michael Bentine. He wrote a book called Doors of the Mind and Carl Jung. They had amazing paranormal experiences. Do you think that we all have a paranormal experience? Because I do. You see something that's there, and the next, it's gone. What I mean is, I've had 2 experiences in my life. As that Mark Goldridge would say. Have you ever seen him? When we beat them 7-0, Man United. And Liverpool went 2-up. You see it on YouTube, the compilation of them. 2. That was Gapco. Funny. 2. Get the police out. We've got traffic cones stuck in the middle of Anfield, on the Anfield pitch. Great, that Mark Golden. It's funny. The Woodmaster says, Mr. Bates, the Woodmaster, probably in preparation for the Project Blue Beam trial. I used to watch, does anyone ever watch Project Blue Book? I did. Great. My mate's house was broken into, says Mr. B. The thieves felt sorry for them and painted the oven. You send them down to me. And Stephen said, Billy Moore has put himself as a target as everywhere he goes, he gets beef. Yeah. I've got to finish. It's 9:25. That's a time flow. Time flow. And Mr. B. No beef today, just scrambled egg, lad. I do the best scrambled egg in the world. It's true, that. Do anything, it's a good scrambled egg. Cara brother filled him in the gym. Phil do it. Oh, Billy Moore. Billy Moore, yeah. I found some documentaries called Liverpool Narcos about the drug scene, says Steve Mulholland, in the 70s and 80s and 90s. It mentioned the Russia-Afghan war and the Taliban that put heroin into the city. But it carried on with the Americans there. They could have destroyed the poppy fields. Why didn't they destroy the poppy fields? Because they were making fucking money. Billions. That's why you've got America, drug crazed. Fucking lunatics running around. They could have destroyed all those poppy fields in Afghanistan because that's the best. You reckon? Those poppies there. You haven't got any drug problems in Russia, have you? Mr. B. The weird guy with the green eyes. Glad I've got brown eyes. Heroin, cocaine, cannabis, the only viable products that have never been affected by inflation. Still the same price now as it was in the 90s, says the fellow who sells you low. The woodmaster. Lovely Bella. This is for you, Franco. Oh, this is a poem. I love this lady, A click of the stream brings a smile to the screen. The brightest creator is followers of see. I'm going to say that again. It's this fucking tune. Can't say anything with it, A click of a stream brings a smile to the screen. The brightest creator his followers have seen. With laughter and joy, he lights up the day, chasing the gloom of the internet away. Isn't that lovely? I'm going to keep that. Jason will screenshot that for me. Thank you. Bella, thank you. Lovely. Beautiful. So complimentary. And Stephen says, the two-tier policing system probably here to stay after Keir Starmer resignation, as most of them are brutal in their brutality. Yes. Legends worth a watch, Stephen. Legends is brilliant. Coogan really good in it. Is Andy Mountbatten sweating in this seat? But who else is out there, Stephen, and not being brought up? I told you about that John Johnson, didn't I? And Tippy Hendren. Tippy Hendren signs I don't know what it was, a consent form or fucking something. I don't know what she signed. For her daughter to marry John Johnson. Have a guess how old Melanie was at the time? 14. What does that make fucking him? And Tippy fucking Hendren. Would you sign your daughter away to a fucking man? And she's only 14, no matter who they are. Couldn't believe that when I seen that. You look after them. You fucking look after your daughters, your family. Like my granddaughter. She's 14. I'd fucking kill them. I'd fucking do them in. My little beautiful granddaughter. 14. She's fucking sold it. It's like that poem, isn't it? Rudyard Kipling, because he signed a fucking form about his son, Harry, to go into the army, but he was suffering from bad eyesight. And the whistle went after them going over the top to get back to the trenches, and with everything going on, confusion and everything, he got up. Listen, and he thought he was going back to his lines, and he wasn't. He was going towards the German lines, and he was fucking killed. And Rudyard Kipling wrote, didn't he? The shortest but one of the most powerful poems ever written. And it was a poem. If any question why we died, tell them because our fathers lied. Because there was loads of papers being written for 14 and 15-year-old boys to go to war in the 1914-18 conflict. Think about that. If any question why we died, tell them because our fathers lied, and they did. And when you think about 14 fucking year old kid with a fucking big rifle. Come on. Going to war. Mind you, in America, I've been looking at some real crime, and there's fucking 12 and 13-year-olds fucking killing each other. And the one says, Mr. Mountbatten sweat only when he's choosing his pizza toppings. The upside down pineapple. I love pineapple, you know. Love it. I agree with Ike when he said political leaders are selected and not elected. Of course they are. You're right. And he's right. And we're all right. I'm going to go right down. God, sorry, people, I can't really. And stay. That was so sad. Just thought to mention, as it all, he gets lifetime of torture for killing. Oh, please. Jesus. It's horrible, that. Fuck. And Paul says there was a plot against Wilson. That's what the book Spy Catcher was about. Thatcher banned the book, which basically let the world know the author, ex-MI5 agent Peter Wright, was telling the truth. I was going to do that a few weeks ago, but I got carried away because everyone was going on about everything else. About Wilson, about Lyndon Baines Johnson. Fucking shocking, eh? Michael Julie, the funny thing about David Icke, he was told by Betty Shine, a psychic, that he would become world famous and was friends with Michael Bentine, who I read before I had UFO encounters, both it was in 89. There you go. You wouldn't think that about Michael Bentine, would you? One of the goons. And Ali Mace from Germany was one of the CEO of Rothschild. Yeah, that's why they call him BlackRock. BlackRock Bates. He planted Ursula von der Leyen, and Ursula planted his husband at Pfizer vaccine. Mike Macron was also CEO at the Rothschilds Bank. Is LLC. Of course, it's a fucking circle of hell. And Mr. B, 100%. Agrees with you. Listen, do you mind if I finish? I'm done in, you know. Our relationship with the American has become sour as Donald Trump slagging us off again. We fucking slag us off as well. We slag them off. We slag them off. They all need fucking slagging off. Poets. I look forward to that, Frank, the 1911. Yeah, I'll talk about that. A few other things as well. Wait till you see. Wait till you hear what I've got to say about some fella. You'll go, oh, what? I'm telling you now. It's hard to believe, but it's true. And Michael Julie, both Reagan and Carter had UFO encounters in the 60s and 70s, respectively. Aliens know who are about to become president. Yes. Look, I've seen a UFO. I've mentioned it before. And as I said, you know, to believe in something, you know, you could believe without seeing. But when you see it, you go, you believe it. And as I said, I had two experiences, which that was one experience, and the other was when I was lost. And I asked this fella, I said, and he's, don't worry, there's my home there. Goes out, Ben, be all right. And I was praying at the time. Fucking praying, where am I? Please let someone come. And got to the house. Long story short, the man had been dead for 10 years. 10 years. And he went for a walk at that time every day. And one thing I never did, I always shake hands with someone if I meet them. I didn't shake hands, went turn around to shake hands with him, and he was just fucking gone. I thought he walked around the corner, you know, with these edge rolls. I thought, fuck that, I'll just go and see where his house is. the Vader. Are you, Frank? Just got, no, you haven't. You've been fucking watching football and films and everything. Weatherspoon, from an air conditioned Weatherspoons, feeling good. Then walked home and feels like enough in here. Hope you're well, mate. Thank you, Vader. And Mr. B. That impersonation was spot on, Frank. What impersonation? Do you mean about the stripper? I don't know. There's a bunch of bankers who lead and destroy billions of lives. A bunch of them. And billions just wait and suffer in a world created by God for all us. I can't understand why. Yeah. There's no answer to that, to be honest, Ali. I've got to go right there. I've got to finish, people. And Bella says, Buonanotte, Franco. Grazie per la splendida serata. Good night, everyone. So she's saying that it was a splendid evening for us. Bella, love you. Honestly, I do, sweetheart. You're a beautiful Italian lady. And your offspring, your lovely daughter and sons, who are all Reds. Back to eating your chunky Kit Kats, said fuck off. Can't believe it. I was all right. Good treat. $2,000. But I can't get it done anyway until I have this up. Hey, I wonder if, do you think I should ask and tell them? Oh, thank you, Cedric, for you getting better, the press. Thank you. Thank you. Someone got me, I've still got them now. When I had me up, when I had an aneurysm, and she got me rosary beads. Lovely lady she is. And her husband. And they do voluntary work. You know where they go to? India, to look after the poor. And she said, "They're for you, Franco." I said, "Thank you." And the rosary beads. And she said, "They're blessed by Pope Francis for you." I've still got them. Show you them. And do you know what colour they are? Red. If it wasn't too late, I would have jumped up and got them showed you. Show you on Monday. Tomorrow night, if I'm here. Cheerio, peep, says Peter. Got to run. Keep fighting the good fight, Frank, and chat. Thank you, Peter. I seen slot squat purple like. Oh, yeah. Hey, Grandpa, this fella has a go at me, didn't he? Calling me Grandpa. Remember him. Anyway, angered for the memorial of Diogo Jota to be delayed again, as should have been installed for the anniversary of his death on the 3rd of June, all because of concerts at Anfield, says Stephen. Yeah. And Mr. B, fuck off you. He was telling the truth. Hey, LA. MI6, this fucking fella. Hey, Frank, did you your appointment? How did your appointment? Love the Star Trek behind you. Me and my dad used to watch that all the time, growing up. And Stargate. Yeah. Do me a favour, Lee. Watch Stargate, the film. Because I want everyone to watch it. Most probably that you've seen it before, you see. But watch it. I just watched it, watched it years ago, then I watched it again and I went, whoa. I want to talk about it at some point. I remember the story, Frank, when you got lost in the big land, yeah? And the guy who told you would help was already passed away for 10 years, yeah? A nice one, Lee. Thank you. I've got to finish, people. I'm glad you remember. Like Frank says, the Vader. Thank you. Stay. Good night. God bless, Frank, and stay safe. Our fellow red chatters, you'll never walk alone. And Lee says, and that other spooky story, I said, whoa, fuck that, yeah. When I went down the thing, because I had all the people, and I said, I'll bring you down. I said, I've just got to make sure that everything's in place. And okay, went down. Fuck that. Something was fucking pulling on the other side. And I shot up. So I said, have you seen a ghost? And this young lad, he was the youngest in there. He must have been about 19 or 20. And I said, listen, you can't. And this fella, I'll go down. The big eyed case, 20-year-old, 19 or 20-year-old. Fucking hell, he went down. And in less than 10 seconds, he fucking shot up and shot out. And I said to the lads, who worked there, I said, did you see a lad? He said, yeah, he ran out. Fuck him, he's away. That was that episode, what you mentioned, Lee. I'll do that again sometime. What film is a classic one or more recent years? What film is it? A classic one or more recent years? Do me a favour, Lee. Watch Stargate. Just Stargate, the film. I watched it years ago. I've been telling people to watch it. I just got it on by chance, watched it. Okay, now. With Kurt Russell and James Spader. Watch it, because I will be talking about it next week sometime. And on that note, listen, people, thank you. I've been on for nearly 3 hours. I've got to take some med. And great comments. Really great comments tonight. Thank you so much for keeping me company as always. Hope to see you tomorrow if I'm okay. Okay, I'll have it scheduled. And be safe in this bloody heat. Okay. Good night, people. Good night, my lovely Italian people. Thank you. Mille grazie. Ciao. Ciao tutti. Oh, Stargate the film. Okay, I thought you meant one of the Star Trek ones. No, Stargate. Watch it, Lee, and I'll be talking about it next week. Honestly, I might do it tomorrow night if people watch it. If not, I might do it. If not, yeah, Lee. Speak soon, mate. Good night, everyone. Thank you so much. Love you all. Ciao now. Ciao.